The quiet move. You'll learn how hiding your goal can protect it and help it grow. Told through one chess club, one quiet kid, and one tournament that changed everything. Storyteller Maya Clark. Come sit with me a minute. I want to tell you why the loudest plan is sometimes the easiest one to stop, and why the quiet one can slip past every guard. Tommy Vega moved to our town the summer before 10th grade. Skinny, always wearing the same gray hoodie, carried a fold-up chess board everywhere. First day of class, he asked the teacher if he could eat lunch in the library. No one thought much about it. After school, some of us headed to the chess club, mostly to flirt and steal cookies Mrs. Lee put out. Tommy walked in, set his board on the last table, and asked, "Mind if I watch?" We said sure, figuring he'd get bored and leave. Weeks passed. Tommy kept watching. He never spoke about rankings, never bragged, never asked to play tournament boards. He just watched, scribbled tiny notes, played quick Skittles games with the newbies, lost on purpose half the time so they'd feel good. Kid was invisible. Mrs. Lee announced the Fall Classic, our first rated tournament in years. Trophy, publicity, college rep eyeballs, everything. She asked who wanted on the A-team. Hands shot up. Tommy lifted a finger only after she called his name twice. Everyone laughed. "Fine, alternate," she said. He nodded, still zero expression. We drilled openings after class. Marcus, our best board, crowed he'd play the flashy Latvian gambit. Sara bragged about her endgame squeeze. People laid out their prep like laundry on the table. Tommy listened, nodded, asked beginner questions that made us feel smart. One afternoon, I stayed late to photocopy sheets. I heard pieces tapping and saw Tommy alone, hoodie up, speed playing both sides of a board faster than I could follow. He finished, reset, tapped again, never noticed me. I left before he looked up and forgot about it. Tournament morning, the cafeteria buzzed. Boards clicked, parents hovered. Round 1, Marcus attacked, lost in 20 moves, stormed out cursing. Sara drew. I blundered a rook but scraped a win. Tommy wasn't scheduled to play. He carried water bottles like a ball boy. Between rounds, coaches huddled, predicting pairings. We bragged how we'd fight back. Tommy asked quiet questions. "Which line are you expecting? What if he plays the Berlin?" We tossed answers like popcorn, never asking why he wanted to know. Round 2, Marcus tried the Latvian again. Opponent was ready, crushed him. Sara got squeezed exactly the way she said she'd squeeze others, tears in her eyes. I flagged in a winning endgame, slamming the clock. We were losing the home turf. That evening, Mrs. Lee gathered us in the hallway. School reporter snapped pictures, asked what went wrong. Marcus yelled, "They studied us," Sara whispered. "Everyone knew my lines." I felt sick. Tommy stood behind, silent. Next day, pairings posted. Top board from East High had the flu. Alternate Tommy Vega was slotted to play their second board, a senior with a 2100 rating. We groaned. Kid hadn't played a single serious game in front of us. Coach pulled him aside. "Strategy," Tommy shrugged. "Keep it quiet," she sighed, turned to me. "Watch and learn," she muttered, half sarcastic. Game began. Tommy played a dull queen's gambit exchange you see in beginner pamphlets. We rolled eyes. Opponents smirked, bouncing knees, already planning lunch. Pieces simplified fast. Rooks came off. Bishops too. Crowd thinned, bored. I stayed because I had no ride. 30 moves in, Tommy and the senior each had king, knight, 6 pawns, boring as toast. Senior offered a draw, arrogant smile. Tommy shook his head, cheeks still as stone. Clock ticked. On move 40, Tommy slid his knight to a square that looked pointless. Senior frowned, flicked it away, grabbed the knight, and Tommy's passed pawn on the other wing screamed forward. Senior stared, face pale, offered another draw. Tommy declined. 5 moves later, Senior resigned, hand trembling. Tommy thanked him, signed the score sheet, came back to us like he'd just sharpened a pencil. We were stunned. Mrs. Lee whispered, "That endgame is lost for black if you know the book." Tommy said, "Good thing he didn't know I knew the book." Reporters rushed, camera lights flashed. "What line did you prep? Was that knight sack planned?" Tommy smiled, small, hoodie up. "Just kept it simple." He never mentioned he'd studied that boring ending every night for months, quietly, 2-sided games after we left. Rest of tournament, we copied instinct. Shut up, play, let results talk. We stopped posting analysis socials, stopped bragging in hallway. Team climbed the standings. By Sunday, we placed second, best in school history. Principal hugged Mrs. Lee. Marcus cried happy tears. During awards, I asked Tommy why he never showed the prep. He looked around, then whispered, "If they don't know where you're going, they can't block the road." Seemed cold at the time, but that night I replayed every loss, remembered opponents quoting our plans back to us, realized openness was gasoline on their fire. Years later, I run a small business. Competitors ask my plans at mixers. I smile, talk weather, keep the real numbers on a paper in my desk drawer. Company keeps growing, quietly, steadily. Every time I sign a new lease, I picture a skinny kid sliding a knight to an ugly square while no one watched. Marcus is in marketing now. We meet for coffee. He still rants about unfair clients, says transparency builds trust. Some days he wins campaigns, some days rivals eat him alive. He never figured out that the loudest pitch gives the buyer room to haggle. Sara became a lawyer. She learned, reveal discovery when rules force you, not while chatting in the elevator. She wins cases people assume are hopeless. We laugh over pizza how chess club taught us more strategy than undergrad lectures. Tommy, he coaches middle schoolers, teaches them endgames first, openings last. Kids call him the Shadow. They love him because he never embarrasses them in front of friends. They keep winning tournaments no one expects them to enter. Same gray hoodie, still invisible. I asked him once if hiding plans ever felt manipulative. He said, "Trees don't announce spring, they just sprout when frost is gone." Then he laughed at himself for sounding philosophical, but the line stuck. That's the heart of Law 3. Conceal your intentions, not to cheat people, but to keep your dreams safe while it's too small to defend. Speak when the position is strong, not when the dream is fragile. Let results talk. They speak clearer than promises ever could. Summary: hiding your goal gives it time to grow roots. Talking to soon hands the other players a blade. Quiet moves feel awkward at first, but they win the long game. Hold the plan close, let the outcome speak, and you stay in control of your own story.